everyone. Welcome back to the 2026 FIDE Candidates Tournament. And in this video, we're going to be going through round number 8. So right now, as I'm recording this, round number 9 is happening. I'm going to still give a recap of that. So round number 8, let's start. So currently, Sindarov is still leading. And for round number 8, the interesting game for the men, so the open, is between Hikaru Nakamura with the white pieces and Fabiano Caruana with the black pieces. So you have an English symmetrical variation with d4 on the board and takes knight f6. This is kind of a Sicilian defense, like a reversed one. The Sicilian, the same thing would happen, knight c3, e6, like it's literally exactly the same. Bishop f4, d5. This happens, knight takes d5, and a knight takes on c6. So right now, you have to take like this, and the move bishop d2 is played. Bishop d2 is played as, firstly, if you take here, if you don't play bishop d2, like you play h3 or something, they're just gonna, okay, firstly you're gonna take here. Secondly, if you move your bishop, then they can take here and ruin your pawn structure. So you have to play bishop d2. So that they take here, you take back with the bishop, and after they take your queen, you take back with the rook. And you can go e3, bishop c4, or e2 if you want to be solid, c4 for aggressiveness, and just castle simply. So after bishop, so he played bishop d2, bishop b4, queen to a4 was played, hitting the pawn. So a5 is defends the bishop. And now if you take here, you lose because he just blocks with the bishop, and your queen is kind of stuck. And you're gonna end up taking here. So he played e4, and a knight took on c3, b takes e3, bishop goes back to e7, and bishop e2, I castled, bishop f4, bishop a6, and takes, and rook to d1. This hits the queen, so the queen goes to b6. This is the best square as it also defends the pawn and looks for attacks against the king. And Hikaru castles, Fabiano plays queen b5. He looks for a queen trade, and Hikaru declines, even though the best move was to trade queens, as your rook was going to then come into like d7. As in an endgame, a principle is rooks belong on open files, and for white, 7th ranks, and for black, 2nd rank. So 2nd and 7th, even white 2nd, black 7th, whatever. Queen goes back to c2, bishop c5, c4, hitting the queen goes back to b7, bishop e5, queen e7, queen e3, f6, and they trade some pieces, finally they trade queens, and Hikaru took the pawn and played rook to e7, and rook to b6 is played, rook a7 taking the pawn, and he took. Taking this pawn is defends this, but now h3 wasn't the best move. A better move would have been h4, but the problem is after h3, Fabiano made a mistake, pawn to h5. This move allows rook to d1. Now you're gonna come in with your rook. This h5 move makes no difference whatsoever. The rook can go there, you give a check, and go here. So now the problem is, this is the best move, but now you go rook takes e7, king h8, rook h7, and a set of moves wins for Hikaru. After check there, he goes rook h7 check. Now king h4 and rook g to g6, and this is the only winning move. And now Hikaru with a +2 advantage, like just like that, just an h5 blunder, a small mistake by Fabiano, and now things are going crazy because now Hikaru winning this game plays a rooks, and like this is 2 points up, and this is only F and H or G, F or H or B or D pawns are a draw. This one isn't. Rook to E1 check. Well, that would be theoretically. And this is completely winning. They play on triplet. And eventually, in this position, with 34 minutes, Hikaru having 11, spending some time on the 67th move, Fabiano Caruana resigned the game against Hikaru Nakamura. So now things are crazy. Sindarov is really happy. You see, he drew his game against Andrei Esipenko. He really wanted to draw. He just did a quick draw by repetition, and Andrei was happy. Esipenko was happy, as his chances not that good for this turn, as he just lost to Wei Yi in the last round, in round number 7, where Javokhir drew Anish Giri in that crazy endgame. So now, Fabiano was the only person who could take down Javokhir Sindarov. But after he lost to Hikaru's chances of beating him are not that good, as Javokhir is just gonna draw, and then the chances of Hikaru winning the rest of his games are like 2%. It happens, it's gonna be a miracle. Well, anyway, let's go to the women's side. Anna Muzichuk versus Divya Deshmukh with the black pieces. Anna with white plays e4. We have a Sicilian with a g6. So this is the hyper accelerated dragon variation. And it soon just quickly turns into the Sicilian defense, open and accelerated dragon. This is the Marosky bind formation where d6 is played, bishop b2. I play this a lot. I do play this. Castles, queen e3, but not that much. Takes, and here castles, and the bishop goes back to e6, avoiding move f3 or h3. Judges kicks it out anyways. And bishop d4. This offers a trade. Usually, if you're a beginner, you want to keep this bishop, especially when you go f7, g6, h7, as it protects your king in the middle game. And now this is a bit weak, but you can always move your king to g7. Queen c7 is played. And it's just b3, queen goes to c5, offering trade. Anna Muzicic declines, rook fca, and she's definitely better. a4, she's doubling the rook, so is Divya, but this is definitely better for her. And now her rooks are open, her rooks are very active. Queen to d4, and Divya's rooks, they have no formation, it's way too passive for her, that was the problem. And now Anna Muzicic goes rook e6, and like this is just better. She goes h5. The computer doesn't like h5, but it's a really human move. King to g2, queen goes to a8, rook a1, queen to c8, and like this is just better. They go for a bit, and b5 was kind of the only thing, and she goes h6 and a booty check. Then after queen f8, she makes a bit of a mistake. cb5, cb5 allows the move ab5, and after ab5 and a5 was the main mistake. Because apparently the computer says queen f7 is good. Queen to f7. I don't know why really. Like literally I don't know why. Maybe to go queen h5. Try to take this pawn. But she goes rook to c5. Queen g4. Now the computer really thinks she's better. b4, rook c4. Takes. And then it's a draw suddenly. Queen takes b5 was a mistake because now Divya has a whole range of checks. Rook e2, you go queen to g6. With the whole range, rook c2, queen takes e2. She just keeps checking, like Divya's was up. But then the problem was a7. Like Anna was just straight up blundered upon a7. She just gave it because she thought after takes, queen e3 was a mistake by Divya. The computer says queen a7, queen to not a7. What is that? Huh? Oh yeah, d7. Yo, I'm reading this wrong. Queen to e3 was played. Queen to check, and now you're gonna run out of checks. Divya checks, and the problem is you're gonna win pawns. And the simple blunder does eventually happen. There are not enough checks. You can't trade queens because you're a pawn down. And after that, the king goes to g4. And then that was a bit of a mistake. Now Divya dash should beam up a pawn. A king and pawn in game, if you're up a pawn, you're winning. She blundered queen f5 jack. And this position, Anna Muzicic resigned. So that was simple because you're gonna take here and you're gonna take back and you're gonna eventually grab this pawn. Two pawns. If you just learn chess, you're gonna win this game, okay? Like literally. So that was the game. So Anna Muzicic was better having some counterplay, but in Divya managed to get the advantage back with Anna Muzicic blundering upon an a7 and then eventually that queen f5 check idea by Divya. So now currently first place in the women's section is on 4.5 and four people are on 4.5 including Zujina, Divya Deshmukh, I don't know, I think Anna and Lagno also, Katerina Lagno, I think. So yeah, that's it. I wanted to show you these two interesting games. So I guess that's it for today's video. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.